Hey guys, how you doing? Alright, so I've had a few questions asked about bench press and plateaus and stalling. So with the bench press, you'll see in the video I uploaded previously about the compound movements and the structure of the program, you really want to focus on the Olympic style bench press, which is the arch in your back. So that main setup where I had the over voice of the actual setup. So if you go back, I think midway through last week I uploaded it. So you'll see I'll upload some videos here just as exercise instruction, but you'll see in the actual bench press, the setup is the most important part. So when you actually take it into Olympic style bench press, it doesn't become a chest movement, it becomes a full body movement. Excuse my really bad beard, it's shocking, but yeah, it is what it is. Also, so you want to have a good arch in your back, you want to have good scapular retraction, so you want to have your shoulder blades squeezed together, a big arch, and your shoulders want to be externally rotated, not internally rotated, so rotated all the way backwards. So this is going to stop shoulder impingements and like damage to your actual shoulder structure trying to lift heavy weights. And the difference between a flat bench press and setting up an Olympic style is anywhere from 20 to 30 kilos on your lift. And you'll notice when you do a Olympic style bench press, you'll have just given that arch in your back and actually using your feet, you're set up for a lot better position when you actually brace. When you breathe in, contract, and you bring the weight all the way down to your chest, you actually set yourself up in a better position to not compromise your shoulder, because your shoulder's externally rotated and it only comes down 90 degrees, as opposed to if you're lying flat, your shoulder goes well past 90 degrees and you put your shoulder in a compromised position, which can lead to injury. So the best bet is always set up an Olympic style. I don't care what anyone says, I've personally had shoulder injuries and it's completely avoided when you do Olympic style, and you lift more weight, so in theory it is better. There is points to have flat bench press. That's more so when you're warming up, you've got a lot lighter weight and you really just focus on the shoulder extension and shoulder retraction, just to kind of warm the shoulder girdle up and really express the movement. So you might do 10 to 20 reps as a warm-up just to get used to the weight. So you'll see in the video here, my arms, my scapulars retract, shoulders are back, and my arms aren't at 90 degrees, they're around that 45 degree mark. So when you have your arms at 45 degrees here, it's a lot stronger position. So you'll be like this as opposed to up here. That's an internally shoulder rotated position. That's external and it's a lot stronger. So if you just focus on this, focus on the setup, really use your core and your feet, like your toes especially, to help you get the bar up. And make sure you do the micro loading, like the progressive overload, adding the 2.5 kilos each side of the bar each week, or going up in increments of 5 kilos on the dumbbells as well. And you'll notice it makes a massive difference to stalling as well. All right, so here's the videos. I'll throw in a quick voice on the videos just to set up. So this is really important to like not plateauing, and to avoid injury as well. So external rotation, and make sure you contract your chest all the way down, and your arm only comes down to roughly 90 degrees and then back up. So down slow, 1, 2, 3, power up. So that eccentric movement when you're coming down is where you make the most actual metabolic damage within your muscles to stimulate muscle growth. So really focus on that eccentric portion, and shoulders back, that arm at 45 degrees. It's a lot different position, but it is a different position to what most people are used to. But once you realize how much better it is for your shoulders and actually for chest recruitment and actual muscle growth, you'll definitely adopt it. You won't adopt the other way. All right, so here's a video. If you have any comments or anything, leave them below. Sorry, also forgot to add, take note that this is the same for flat bench, free weights, flat bench, bench press with the dumbbell or free weights, and the same for incline. And the way the muscle fibers recruit in the chest, which is down anatomically, you recruit more muscle fibers, and in theory actually you get more metabolic stress setting up an Olympic style bench press, as opposed to benching more flat with a flat back, which is more front delt and shoulder orientated, as opposed to really targeting your chest. And as well, when you're doing chest exercises, the flyers, so you want to bring your flyers and make sure you end in a neutral grip, or this group here, really squeeze your chest at the end, that mind and muscle connection. So back slow, up relatively quick, so 1, 2, 3 back, then power back in and really squeeze your chest at the end, and then relax. So with the flyers, you want to be high volume, which is in the program, it's about 12 to 15 reps. And with the bench press, this is where you make most of the damage in your muscles, make the most gains, will be 3 down, 1 up, that reverse pyramid scheme, strength, hypertrophy day, whatever it is, just focus on the main thing, which is form. Form, I cannot stress enough, is the most important thing, and the micro loading for the progressive overload. This is going to stop plateaus. All right, guys, here's a quick overview on the video. All right, guys, so you can see here, arms are at 45, got a good arch in the back. Most of my weight's through my core, a really strongly braced core, and pushing through the feet. You'll notice that it's a really strong lift. You notice my arms are at 45 and they don't go really below parallel, and the bar is really down slow, powering up through the movement and continuing really squeezing at the end. Alright guys, so you see here as I move into incline bench with the free weights. So I take the weights up, arms are at 45, full extension. I'll have a good arch in my back. You'll notice a strong foot position, so the arch in the back, scapula retracted, shoulder blades pushed together, chest pushed out, and you'll notice that I'm coming down 45, doesn't go really below parallel, down slow, powering up, really squeezing the chest at the end, trying to create that damage. And the same goes for this reverse pyramid scheme. So I went from heavy to lighter, working my way down as opposed to working my way up. Really strong position. Really, as the weight gets lighter, you really want to focus on the strong position of coming down, really focus on the time under tension. But yeah, all I can say is externally rotated shoulders, arms more towards the 45 degrees, not at that 90-degree mark, and your bench should be perfect, which should leave you with absolutely no damage in your muscle tissues. So you really want that big arch in your back, really want to have the externally rotated shoulders. This is going to stop you from getting shoulder impingements and stop the exercise from being tricep focused and put more stress and tension on the chest. Overall, just having that externally rotated shoulder and having the chest pushed up and the arch in your back, and you're balancing on your feet, having your feet back under the bench, and really setting up in a proper Olympic style bench press is really going to increase your strength and muscle hypertrophy anatomically, as well as like strength wise, like just everything. It's just a whole better position. There's no word of a lie, hence why they do it in the Olympics. Like the elite do it, so why not adopt that same position? Stop benching flat, make sure you're benching with an arch in your back. Obviously you can bench flat just with a lot of weights, just focusing on that actual position, warming up your shoulder girdle and kind of warming up your back, because it is a hard position to get into to try get perfect form, okay? And make sure you got your backside on the bench, all right? It's hard to get into on an incline bench, so you only want maybe like a 20 to 30% incline. That you don't want 45, otherwise it becomes a shoulder movement. So about 30% for the incline, and flat bench for flat bench, like 30% incline for an incline bench, and you should have no problem. So if you have any questions that you're really struggling with bench press or anything, just shoot them below and I'll make another video really just to clarify anything. But other than that, I think I've covered off on everything. It's a better position, just everything about this position is better. I can't really fault it. They're like the elite do it, so why not adopt it? That's my take on it. All right guys, I'll see you in the next vid.